background back there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is 4:01 by the official time clock here I have in my hand, which is my iPhone. It's not government issue. This will be the public utilities portion of our capital budget. I would like to remind everyone the procedures will simply be the administration will present, and then if anyone has any questions whatsoever, if they could please raise their hand, get my attention. I'll try to keep my head up, chin up, and recognize everyone so everyone gets their questions answered. So with that, I believe we're, should we get the right one? I believe we're beginning on page 14, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is correct. Very good. So, capital investment 2018 program, water and sewer, page 14 will beginning.
I'm Jenny Hanna with the Akron Engineering Bureau Environmental Division, and I will be presenting the sewer portion of the project. The first project we have is the combined sewer overflow.
Yes, in the engineering bureau. Is your mic on? Here, Ted. There we go. That's on now. Thank you.
The first project is the combined sewer overflow real-time control project, which will develop a system to monitor and control wet weather storage within the sewer system, within the tunnel, the storage basins, and at the water reclamation facility. The Kelly Conveyance, Kelly Green project, and Dwayne Green project. The Kelly Conveyance, Kelly Green, and Dwayne Green project 2018 CIP for construction closeout charges. The Hazel Street Storage Basin will construct storage basin in the RAC 1011 area. The Camp Brook Storage Basin, the Old Main Sewer Separation, and the Howard Storage Basin, which are the next three projects, where all construction was completed last year. So again, we're carrying over funds into the 2018 CIP for construction closeout on those projects. The Euler Conveyance Optimized Alternative will upsize existing sewers and construct new sewers in place of a storage basin that was originally proposed in this area. The Gorge Street Sewer Separation would separate sewers within the RAC 34 and 35 area, and that, along with the north side interceptor conveyance project that appears later in the list, replace the north side interceptor tunnel, which was originally proposed. The Merriman Separation Green project, again, we finished construction of that last year, and so we're carrying over funds for closeout charges this year. The CSFF Control Gate Optimized Alternative would install a smart control gate at the Cuyahoga Street storage facility in order to optimize the capacity in the basin and in the sewer system.
CSSF is?
Cuyahoga Street Storage Facility. So it's RAC 40 Basin.
All right, thank you.
The north side interceptor conveyance, again, replaces, along with the Gorge Sewer Separation, the tunnel that was proposed. And it will replace and upsize the north side interceptor upstream of RAC 33 and provide inline storage and reduce overflows. The north side interceptor rehabilitation project will extend the useful life of that sewer by lining the sewer in manholes within that system and performing other rehabilitation to extend the life of the sewer. The Ohio Canal Interceptor Tunnel in the OSIT 1CS project will continue construction through this year, so there's funds included in the budget for that. The CSO program management team item is for the program management of the Akron Waterways Renewed program. The CMOM 5-year cycle is for the cleaning and televising of the sewer system on a 5-year cycle. So we're in the second cycle under the program, and this cycle is from 2015 to 2019.
That will be ongoing, I assume,
Yes.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm. The CSO tree planting 2018 will plant trees, 2 trees for every one removed on AWR projects, and it's planned to do the planting in fall of this year. So the next projects are the Joint Economic Development District JED projects that are included in the 2018 CIP. There's specific projects included in each of the townships that are first listed. So in Bath Township, we have the Medina Road water main, which is design and construction of a water main from Crystal Lake Boulevard to Springside Drive. In Copley Township, the Cleveland-Massillon Road water main Phase 1 and 2 is to relocate existing water main due to an ODOT project.
Take a drink of water. We're on page 19, I guess.
The Copley Road sanitary sewer and the North Plainview Road sanitary sewer are for design or extensions if there are successful petitions within that area. In Coventry Township, the Logan sanitary sewer extension is to extend sewer on Logan Parkway. The Vaughn Road South Main Water Main project is to install water main under a Summit County roadway project. In Springfield Township, the Canton Road water main is another project that we're relocating an existing water main due to an ODOT road project. And the next 2 items are JED miscellaneous projects. They're studies and extensions that could be done in any of the 4 townships if there were successful petitions or if they were requested by request.
Very good.
The flow monitoring rain gauge is the continuation of an annual contract that we have to monitor sewer flows and rainfall.
Okay, we're back to page 16 now, I believe.
Yes. The miscellaneous inflow and infiltration improvements, there's a number of projects that fall within this category on Mayfield, in the Hawkins Trunk Sewer area, and on Grand Park Avenue. Sustainability issues would include installation of backwater valves and a rain barrel program. There's several pump station improvements included in the budget, which include complete replacement of the Zurich pump station and the Quaker Ridge pump station, and then replacing the Hampton Ridge pump station with a gravity commercial sewer lateral replacement and vehicle and equipment replacement. There's 5 projects that fall under the sanitary sewer reconstruction item. They include point repairs and lining of the sewers of varying sizes of diameter. The Little Cuyahoga interceptor lining is lining of that sewer to extend the useful life because we're going to be adding additional flow to it, so we want to make sure that it's going to last for several years. The Sevilla Avenue trunk sewer reconstruction is reconstructing an existing sewer between Waterloo and 25th Street. And the Talmadge master meter relocation is reconstruction of the master meter for safer O&M access of that meter. Under storm sewer systems, the Bath Road erosion control is a project along the Cuyahoga Riverbank between Akron Peninsula Road and Riverview Road.
Question. I'm not sure what ACE is for the funding source.
Army Corps of Engineers. So this project is dependent on on the Corps receiving funding for the project.
Very good. Thank you.
The next two items, the stream bank erosion restoration and the stormwater ditch maintenance, are both included in the integrated plan, so they both are pending the IP approval
The IP
for
approval.
going forward.
Very good.
The Valley View Stormwater Project is design of stormwater infrastructure to convey flow from Cuyahoga Street in the Sackett area to Valley View. The first project is Step Feed Phase 2, which is under construction at the plant, and it will expand secondary treatment from 130 million gallons per day. The headworks improvements will be a complete replacement of the headworks at the wastewater plant, which includes the screens and the grit removal at the plant. The BioSep project is will add biological chemically enhanced primary treatment to the plant, which will treat flows above 220 mgd to the plant. The stormwater retention tank rehab project would design improvements to the existing stormwater retention tank at the plant to improve the O&M of the existing tank. And that's it for the sewer portion.
Very good. Underwater. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Greg Lesh. I'm with the Water Distribution Division, and we're going to present the capital projects in Water Supply Bureau. You can see the total of the three divisions, distribution, water plant, and watershed, total almost $16 million. I want to point out that of this total, about $5 million of that is coming from other sources, such as grants from the EPA or the Hudson capital fee that we've been charging the water customers up there. The remainder of the money needed will be received from loans taken out with the Ohio EPA. The first project we'd like to present is the design of the continuation of the design of the Britton Road Reservoir replacement. This is the one of two major water storage reservoirs in our city. The present reservoir holds 20 million gallons, but the replacement reservoir that is being designed is being planned to be smaller, have a smaller footprint, but to be very compatible with the surrounding neighborhood in Goodyear Heights at the top of the hill at Britton Road at Newton Street. We had started design about 3 or 4 years ago. It got underway. It had to be discontinued due to lack of funds, but we are bringing this project back online again for completion of design, which should take about another year.
Will that be located at the same exact location?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
It would be a removal of the old square reservoir and replacing it with a new round cylindrical reservoir that would be slightly higher than the existing reservoir.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Next project we'd like to present is the water main. It crosses between 28th Street at Kenmore Boulevard to the other side of the tracks. And it's a crucial water main that developed a leak probably about 10 years ago and has been placed out of service because it's under the railroad tracks. We want to get it back in service because it provides circulation to maintain water quality on both sides, on the boulevard side and the other side of in Kenmore. And we want to also improve it to increase the fire flow availability on both sides of the railroad tracks. So this would be a project for water quality and public safety. Next project is an important one. It's to eliminate the lead service lines that remain in the city. This is a special program using a loan, a 0% interest loan offered by Ohio EPA to replace lead service lines. Those are the service lines in the ground between the water main in the street and the sidewalk where the shutoff valve is. That would be the city side of the water line. We're going to try to replace as many of these lead service lines as we can with the money that we will receive, and it will be anywhere from 50 to 80 homes will have lead service lines replaced, where we know for sure that there is a lead line remaining, but the homeowner has a copper line from the sidewalk back to their home.
What's, in terms of the amount that we have that we've got to replace over time, I know a number of years ago, whenever I believe it was Buffalo, had their was it Buffalo? Flint, thank you. I was close. Not at all, not at all. I get that. Buffalo, Flint. Anyways, everybody knew what I was talking about, though. So given that, where are we at? I understand that the percentage of actual replacements we've got to make is relatively low compared to many cities, but approximately where are we?
Yeah, I'll answer that. My name is Jeff Bernowski. I'm responsible for drinking water operations for the city of Akron. With regards to lead services, we estimate back right around in the 1950s there were 50,000 lead services that were active at that time. Over the last 70 years, we've essentially reduced that number down to about 4,500 active lead services. And I do have to give a tremendous amount of credit to Mr. Dave Crandall, who was my predecessor, where that was an absolute top priority. It remains a top priority for us, but we could have never made that amount of progress without his dedication to that project.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, and on top of that, just for some of the council members, a lot of that funding came from the federal government. Whenever we did all these various community development block grant areas. That was one of the, it was part of the scope of work, was replacing those. So there was federal funds that were utilized as opposed to water
Exactly.
fees.
Correct.
Yes, Somerville? Sorry.
Thank you, Chairman. Just wondering, on our one packet, it says 500,000, and on the slide, it says 250.
Yeah, so what we anticipate is right about 350,000 actually as to where we're going to be. And this is actually a carryover from last year. After going through the bids and such, or going through the process of designing it, we found that it was going to be more costly than we had originally anticipated, just for the simple fact that, you know, there's a process in making sure we remove the lead service from the ground, remove any of the, you know, contaminated soil that may be around it and such. So we expect to spend about 300, I think the engineer's estimate is about 340,000 right now.
Ms. Mobian?
You identify these residents by the year they were built, or how do you identify them? And then how do you go about deciding whose house or which residential area you go into?
Correct. So the way we've identified them is going back through all of the records that have been available. Each and every service has a card associated with it, which is a paper record that was over the last decade put into our GIS system, and we have one of the best record-keeping databases through GIS that most utilities don't have an opportunity to have. So it's a tremendous benefit. So that's how we know where they're at. And then the way in which we decided to do these is if any customer had replaced their side of the service, which is what we call the house line. So if a customer has upgraded their house line, and mostly it's all done from either, mostly galvanized to copper, those are the ones that we've selected to do first as part of this project, because we will then know once that is done, once we do this project, we know we have a good water service from the main all the way into the home.
And the owner of that property notifies the city when they do that? They have to get a permit to do that?
Yes. We actually do an inspection of the house line, so we have staff that when they're notified that something's going on, they're out inspecting it, and then when they're out inspecting it, confirming what the material is on our side of it as well. So we know absolutely for certain when we do this project, we're not digging up a location. So the paper record was correct, as well as the visual inspection was correct.
And per home, how much you approximately spend?
It's, right now, the engineer's estimate's about $4,300 per home to do just what would be half of the service, just what's in the actual public right-of-way. Yes.
Further questions? Very good, thank you.
Moving on. Akron operates a water system in the eastern portion of Hudson, and we have some water mains in Hudson that have been failing chronically lately. There's about 4 of them that are in dire need of replacement and have been designed for construction later on this year. And, oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. This would be the 4 water main replacements. The 4 roads are Hudson Aurora Road, Hudson Park Drive, St. Regis, and St. Ives. Water Department has visited those streets many times to repair water main breaks. They've been brought to our attention by the Hudson City engineer, and have so we've put them on the replacement list. And these, by the way, will be paid for by funds that the Hudson water customers have been contributing to a capital fund that we will use to finance the water main construction.
Very good. That was increased from 375 to 675, right?
Yeah, I think at first we had proposed 2 mains, but we increased it to 4 at the insistence of the Hudson engineer.
Okay. And those funds will go directly from Hudson to reduce that capital expenditure?
About 3 years ago, Akron implemented a capital surcharge on each and every one of the Hudson residents' bills, And for residential customers, it was the addition of $17.74 a month. And for the commercial industrials, it was a 42% surcharge. And so that money has been collected. It's anywhere in the neighborhood of $400,000 to $500,000 a year that's been collected, and it's dedicated specifically to these types of projects.
Reduce the debt. Cool. Thank you. Yes, Sims?
So is that will that end up being like a 50-50 split between Akron and Hudson?
No, the capital surcharge is all Hudson.
It's
in
all
this
Hudson?
case, yes.
Okay, that's 675?
Yes, now what's happened, they've contributed to the fund, so now the money essentially is in Akron's hands, and then we're committed to dedicating it to
To that?
Hudson
Okay,
projects.
thank you.
Good.
Going back, this is another Hudson project, the Darrow Road Water Main Extension. This is on the portion of Darrow Road and Hudson near Middleton Road, between Middleton and Herrick Park Drive. ODOT is in the process of designing an upgrade to Route 91 through Hudson, and at that time they asked Akron if we wanted them to include a water main in their design to include in the construction later on when Darrow Road is improved. We do not presently have a water main in Darrow Road,